hello, hello. Happy Monday night. Hope you're all having a great day and a good weekend too. I did. It was really kind of laid back. Not too much hassle. Everything seemed pretty cool. um, if I'm talking a little fast, it's because we just had a class for my VIP customers, people that place an order in the month, get a special class just for them, and we do different things each month. A little bunch of supplies go to them, and so when you place an order with me, I take care of you. Promise. We have fun. So we just did our Chopped card version, following the TV show Chopped. Everyone had the same supplies, and we had to create 3 cards based on the mystery ingredient. And the mystery ingredient was the sketches. So it was kind of fun. But I went pretty fast because I had to get done. We had, those shows don't go on forever. You have to do them in a really big hurry. But tonight we are doing a simple layout and my new favorite thing, embellishments to go on your simple layout. I was just looking to see, am I here by myself? If you're here, let me know that you're here, okay? I feel like I'm not completely alone. But anywho, if I am, well, you'll catch the replay. Hey, Vicky. Okay, cool. All right, so tonight we are working with Under My Umbrella, the bundle, which is a super cool stamp set. And the bundle includes this great little punch. I love punches. I just think they make my life so simple. So I love punches. One of the things that we're going to work with tonight, though, are beyond that set. We are going to use my collection of dies. Right? Okay, so let's get going. This is my layout that I've started to put together. It's almost done. I saved one photo to show you. This is Grace and her friend Theo. And Grace's mom and Theo's mom were college roommates and have been really, really close. And Theo and Grace are a few weeks apart. So Theo and Grace, they've had a couple wedding ceremonies. It's been a really fun event. Oh, yay! Gloria won last Thursday night's Facebook Live prize. I pick a winner, so make sure you leave a comment. When you leave a comment here and share them and tell people what's up, why you're here, why you love simples, why you think it's really fun to bring Stampin' Up! And scrapbooking together. I always think of that Reese's commercial. Peanut butter and chocolate, how well they go together. And I love Reese's. So anyway, leave me a comment. And I will pick, using this cool new thing that I found, it's not new, but it's new to me, called the Random Picker. And it goes through the comments and it sorts them out and then it gives me a winner. I don't have to count. I don't have to worry that I missed something. Facebook does it. Super cool. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. We are using the Bird Ballad Designer Series paper, which I adore. This is from the last catalog. It's my favorite colors. I'm a subtle girl, the subtle family. I'm not personally subtle, but it's just, they really are my favorite colors. These use Bermuda Bay, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Pool Party. Ugh, I just love them all. Andrea, hello, hello. I haven't seen you in forever. Hey, ladies. And the backs are just these awesome, the designs are just amazing. So some have bird themes, but not all. Hello, hello. All right, so I picked this because it just looked like the guys. Again, Grace and Theo. They were having hornicorn races. Some people call them unicorns, but in our family, they're hornicorns. And what I've started to do, and I've been showing you some over the weekend, is, oh, Penny, I'm so sorry. What I've been showing you over the weekend is how to take your stamps and build something that really adds to your layout. So this is my title. It's a title and an embellishment. So that's what we're going to work on a little bit. The simple, Remember, simples are cut using your Cricut. The simple gives you 2 spaces for 4x6. You can cut it with a silhouette as well, or a scan and cut. It's an SVG. And the reason they work out so well is not only are they mats for your layout, but they're also basically placeholders. So you flop this thing down, which I've already glued this one so I can't show you. You flop it down and then you just stick your photos in where they go. I'll do a short little video to show how that works later. I really wanted to focus on the embellishment tonight. So first things first though, I need to fill in this last photo, and I have this awesome shot of Theo. So I'm going to take my toolkit. The latest orders of toolkits went out today. So if you've ordered in the last few days, they went out today. You're going to grab your toolkit piece and decide, yep, that's the one I need, because if I go with a bigger one, you'll see it's too big. If I go a little bit bigger, nope, too big and too small. So I'm going to grab Theo, and I really want Theo more than I need the Hornicorn. If I wanted both, I could kind of bring it down like that and get his face and the horns and not, that's kind of cute too, but the hat's perfect. And I've got the Hornicorn right here. I know it's a unicorn. Okay, so I'm going to put there, hold it with my thumb, good tight grip, long bladed scissors, which come in your kit, and just cut right along the edge. Super simple way to crop a photo, no measuring involved, no need to worry, just snip away the excess. And then this is going to fit right in that space on the simple. So I'm good to go. Right here, we're going to snail Theo down, and we are good. All right, so there, our layout is done. Now it's time to embellish. So I did 2 actually on this. Notice that this umbrella is punched out of the Designer Series paper. Well, that would be really awful if I had to use a whole sheet of Designer Series paper just to punch an umbrella, right? I don't. I just pick up this little corner right here, and I've punched it out of this backing. But my simple is going to cover that little baby up, and you're not going to see it. And when I put it in my album, it's going to be backed up against another one, and it's going to be fine. So if you look on the back, you can see where I punched it, but no worries. You're also wondering why there's little flowers and you don't see them anywhere in the layout. I tried something with this cute flower punch. This is part of Celebration, this itty bitty little flower. It came out kind of cute, but I decided to use the sequins instead. I was going to put the flower right here, but it was a little big. Okay, so let's make our embellishments. If you look in the classroom, which remember, the free class has all that information in it. So if you go in the classroom, you'll see a supply list that shows some of the dies that I've collected. Now, you don't need to go get all of them today, but you're going to start to collect these because you're going to use them. So pick up 1 or 2 as you go. This one is one I've talked about forever and ever and ever since we started. These are the stitch shapes. It's circles, ovals, and squares. This is the largest circle. So if you look at this, you'll see that we start with the nested shapes. That's my first one. Then I used this one. I also used this one. This is from the circle dies. And this is a punch. This one over here is a punch. We'll get to that in a minute. So that's all I used, but I also have collected, I did a short video on this that you can see it on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to YouTube so I know that you can see them. You'll get notified when I upload them. I made myself a little set of each of my dies that I own so I can know what I have to work with. And remember I told you it tells you what the colors are that you need. So I have some Old Olive and some Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to start with Old Olive on the bottom. And when you're using these, to figure out what you need, just take this die and pop it in here. And I need a 3-inch piece of paper, 3-inch wide. This is great for all your scraps. Something that you're going to throw into the scrap pile, why don't you cut it first and then you'll have it and it won't have to go rummaging through it. So someday when you decide you want to clean up your desk a little, grab yourself your scrap pile. I know you have one. You have a drawer full. Go ahead and run them through the die cut machine. And then you'll have them when you need to get an embellishment going. So there's that one. All right. And then I need the circle. Run those through this. So instead of just having a piece, especially if you think this is going to be your new obsession like me, it's great to have a good selection of these in your basic colors that you use often. And then I need a Whisper White piece. The other thing you're going to want to do is when you cut this with your Cricut, you're going to end up with some pieces left over. Where are my pieces? I had them right here. Like this was a piece that was left over from my Cricut, and I just saved that, and I can just scooch out what I need. Just barely, but it's enough. It'll work. So you don't you're thinking, well, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't use on that simple when I cut it out. Save all those pieces. You'll definitely use them. And run them through. And then I'm going to do one more. I do have some new plates. I still need more though. They were new, but now I've used them a bunch already. So I have a new one on the top and an old one on the bottom. Apparently I use my plates a lot. Remember, I fess up all the time that I thought using a die cut machine was somehow cheating, and Cricuts were way cooler. And now, not so much. One of the things that you might be thinking, well, gee, couldn't you just cut those with your Cricut? Well, you could, but you get a way more impressive feel to your dies. Okay, so I've cut a bunch of stuff, and I like to think of this as building a pizza. So you're going to start with your crust. That's going to go down first. Then maybe some sauce. And then some mozzarella. And then I need an umbrella or some pepperoni. No, I know it. They're quiet now. They sound way better. But because I've already put this down, I'm gonna pick up this piece up here. I would recommend that you do this before, because I'm making a mess here, but we can do it. Just figure out where your simple is going to go, and then you can punch away underneath it, right? Here's my umbrella. Here we go. Pop that back down. Okay, now this is my umbrella pieces, but I also need, remember I said we'll talk about this in a minute? We have this piece over here. This is done with the punches. So you're going to take your starburst punch, which is this one, and your 2-inch circle. And I'm going to take my starburst punch and punch him with my Old Olive. And then my 2-inch is going to go with my Whisper White. Alrighty. And that's going to go like this. Now there's one more thing. I took this yellow and I punched the umbrella with the yellow. All right. So now we start putting things together. This is the fun part. So I took this and this because I wanted to give it just a little bit more. The goal of this is to make things a little bit more pop off the page because you give them a little more dimension. You give them a little more something. Because I could just put this umbrella on here, but because I set it on something, it gives it a little bit more oomph. So we're going to set that over there. I'm going to do the same thing with this piece of the umbrella. I'm going to back it on our Daffodil Delight. There. And I have 2 handles. We're going to save those. This is just going to go on here. I saved this to journal on, but I kind of wanted to tie it all together. So I'm going to take this baby. And I don't want to cover up the whole thing, but I'm going to cover up just an edge. And I'm going to take a glue dot. Apparently I need to fix my glue dots here. And tuck you under here. There. So that is all set. That's going to go right here, right? And now for this one. I need my, what did I do with it? There it is. I'm normally messy, but I'm extra messy tonight because I did not really have a lot of time to pick up in the middle of this. So, extra messy. All right, so we start with our crust. This goes on the bottom. Sauce, mozzarella, but we need to do some stamping on the mozzarella. So I took the boots and I decided to make a Grace pair of boots and a Theo pair of boots. So we're using our Petal Pink because I'm coordinating with my Designer Series paper. Remember, it told me on the back what I needed. So Petal Pink is going to go right here. And then some Old Olive. Now, normally you wouldn't color with your blends with regular Stampin' Up! Ink. Normally you want to use your Tuxedo when you are stamping and then coloring with your alcohol markers. But because I'm coloring the same color as my stamp, I can get away with it. There's my boots. This cute little flower is going to go on Grace's, and then I'm also going to put the sentiment that says, no matter the weather, we're friends forever. And that is going to go right across here. So this ends up being my title, which had I just put it on would have been too tiny. It wouldn't have been anything that would have caught your attention at all. But by putting it and building it onto this embellishment, now it actually jumps off the page and makes you want to really look at it. And it's a really fun way to get to do the detailing and the stamping on your layout without, and I kind of stamped right over the boot with the same Petal Pink. Doesn't look all that dramatic or that pretty right now, but once I bring in my Petal Pinks, I'm going to start with the light. I tend to use the bigger end even on the boots. What will happen with this ink is it can bleed and it can kind of smear into your coloring, but I'm coloring the same color that it is, so I'm okay. Make sure that you use the same, I can't talk in color. Make sure you use the same ink as the blends that you're planning to use if you're going to do this technique. And I'm doing it because I didn't really want the ink to, the stamp itself to scream. I wanted kind of the pastel-y look. There's that, and I'm going to take the darker one and do the sole of the boot. And then I'm going to do a little bit of shading right here. Right? Aren't they cute? I love them. And then just kind of go over it. Then I took some of my Daffodil Delight for my flowers because I wanted them to kind of stand out a little bit more. And then the leaves, I brought my old olive in, which is what I did Theo's boots in too, but he doesn't get any flowers. Dark and a little bit of light. Right? Isn't that cute? I love it. Okay, then we color these in. And you can see that it's pretty forgiving. You know, it doesn't, you're thinking, oh my goodness, I have to color these boots. It really doesn't take that long. It really doesn't. You could add mud to this if you wanted, if you thought they were splashing in the mud. They weren't, they were playing in the grass, but, right? And then this one, add a little dark right here to shade it. And then go over it with the light again in a circle, and it will kind of blend it in. And then as it dries, it will get better. And now I took some of, these are the Peaceful Poppy sequins, which you really wouldn't think was the same, but it works out great. And we're going to take a glue dot and add a couple of these on top of the flowers just to add a little bit more to it. I used my take your pick. And just pop this right on, right? Actually got two. And then you lift it up with a pointy end. Pop that down. And this one. Okay, probably one more. Boop. And then pick up. Of course I pick a clear one, so it doesn't really show very well. Let's do one more. There. Okay, so we are set with this, right? Super cute. We're ready to add the umbrella, but we're not yet. So let's move this over. Let's put this down on here. Okay, and then we're going to dimensional this down. I have a sheet of big ones somewhere, but I can't find that either. Pop that in, and I want to make sure that this kind of shows on this side too. Okay, now it's time to play with the umbrella. So I'm going to take the umbrella, but before I put it down, I'm going to take a little piece of this awesome ruched ribbon, this one, and I'm going to put it underneath, and this is going to sit on it, right? So before I put it down, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back. Now this is too skinny even for the little dimensional, so you have to cut it in half. So you're talking really teeny tiny little piece of dimensional, but we can do it. And you might need to trim it if it's too big, if it pokes out. And you're going to leave a little space in the middle because that's where your ribbon's going to go. So the reason you're raising this up is so the ribbon can go underneath. And then we're just going to eyeball this and see. We kind of want this, we want to make sure it doesn't go on top of our sentiment. And we want you to be underneath it, all right? Why are you not sticking? Because I didn't pull off the thingy. Okay, and then just a simple tie of this, one knot, not too hard or you'll rip it in half because it's only paper, and then a glue dot on the back of here. You can see where you wouldn't want to do this on 15 cards, but one layout is awesome. Bring this down. Okay, and now we're ready to stick this little umbrella right on top. Like so. And then we're going to trim this. And then I just took a few more sequins and popped them right on top of this knot to give it a little bit more color. That's where I was thinking I could use the flower, but it was just too big. Right? One more. There. All right, let's clean up our mess now. So now we have two more embellishments and an embellishment and a journaling square ready to add to our layout. Right? Now, if you like playing with the detail of the embellishment, you could build a bunch of these and just have them. So pick your favorite set, because this is kind of a different brain than this, because this is little, and so it's detailed and fun and pretty. But you could create these sets super easy and then have them ready to go when you decide that you have pictures that you want to put them on. They fit really nicely in those clear envelopes that you can do for cards. I just had them out earlier. It's these. They're the card envelopes, and you can just pop one in here and flip one over, so then you know what you have. Then store them in your box, in our stamp cases again, and then you'll have them for when you need them. One more thing that they can do, in case you're thinking, well, I don't know if I really want to do that. I don't know. Get yourself a piece of Whisper White. trim it to 5.5, score it at 4.25, and then look at the cutest little card you've made to go with your layout. Right? So if you're not into the simple scrapbooking with me, then maybe you're into some super cute cards. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for coming. Make sure that you comment here. We will have a winner. I will announce on Thursday, and I will see you again Thursday night.